Alright, y'all, you probably saw the title. So, yes, you guys are loving this Tom MacDonald videos, these Tom MacDonald videos, and honestly, I'm enjoying making them. So, you know what? In light of the video today, blue is going to be our background color. So, we are reacting to The Devil is a Democrat by Tom MacDonald. I am so curious as to what this man has to say because I don't agree with everything that he has to say. I'm an adult. I'm a man. I can, I have my beliefs and all that stuff. But you know what? I think he's got some decent ideas. So let's see. The Devil is a Democrat by Tom MacDonald.
The propaganda is on every channel. They think we stupid like
Immediately true.
the truth is just too hard to handle. The propaganda is on every channel. They think we stupid like the truth is just too hard to handle. Put on your camo with your culture war and load the ammo.
Okay, I gotta say, I love the black and red flag. That's just awesome. But the culture war is like, it's so true. It is so true. Now it's like free thinkers versus cancel culture. Lately, it seems like things are becoming less Republican and Democrat, and it's more becoming, what's it called? Like thinker versus essentially slave to their own emotions. Basically.
They want Antifa ruling everything like it's Seattle. And they want anyone who's fighting to be dead and canceled. They want rainbows.
That's literally what I was just saying.
It's Seattle. And they want anyone who's fighting to be dead and canceled. They want rainbows in the classrooms and 15 different bathrooms and white guys that hate black dudes.
In the same way I don't support bringing your children to church, I also don't support bringing homosexuality as an idea to children.
They want war, they don't want
So yeah, I agree with this.
15 different bathrooms and white guys that hate black dudes. They want war, they don't want peace.
They want white guys to hate black dudes. That is true. That it does seem like that's becoming like more of an issue. Like with the continuous shifting of like dynamics politically and the way things are being addressed, even with like horrible stereotypes, like the whole like I can't think of any good ones that are like kind of obscure, but yeah, no, that does seem like there's a lot going on.
They want fentanyl in our streets, they want borders.
They want fentanyl in our streets. Yeah, so Mexico and China are some of the biggest distributors of fentanyl, and we aren't doing anything about it other than border police. We're not closing off like our borders or making them more strict or anything like that. Yeah.
To be weak, I swear the devil lives in California. He a politician. He passing bills that bring chaos and division. Yeah, the devil lives in California. Should be in prison. He got horns, but he tries to keep them hidden. Cause the devil is a Democrat. And we don't play that. They say that. They love.
Is that a fucking Lamborghini in the background? That's just a flex. But no, I get what he's saying. And yeah, the devil is a Democrat. Biblically speaking, the Antichrist is likely going to be a politician, right? You thought I was going to say Democrat. No, biblically speaking, the Antichrist is likely going to be a politician, possibly a Democrat, depending on what he believes. But yeah, no, it's going to be it's really interesting, this stance, because it's obvious. It's very obvious that this is supposed to be politically jarring. Right? Like, it's supposed to piss people off, especially the people who just hate Tom MacDonald and not the stuff that he says. Because they're going to take everything that he says as something bad. So it's very, yeah, it's
They say that. They love America. We know it ain't that. The devil is a Democrat. And we ain't with it. We ain't switching. Y'all are tripping. I guess God just built us different. They get celebrities to do they talking. They get mansions while they cram us all into apartments. Tell us it's cool to stay in school and then make you retarded. If you ain't liberal, then they...
Okay, yeah, so the school system is failing. Yeah, it definitely is. I had to go to an alternative school in order to get a proper education. But yes, the school system is very poor. It is not doing its job. I would argue people aren't getting dumber, but they don't have the life skills to have a substantial impact on the perceived intelligence of today's time.
Treat you like you human garbage. If you speak up, then you a target. They want their voice through an amplifier. Violence and our flag on fire. No voter ID required. They want war, they don't want peace. They want defund the police. They want you surrounded by screens. The devil lives in California. He a politician. He passing bills that bring chaos and division. Yeah, the devil lives in California. Should be in prison. He got horns, but he tries.
I don't know exactly what he's talking about, passing bills that bring chaos and division. Yeah, I can't think of any, like, I don't really pay attention to politics too much, but...
Keep them hidden, cause the devil is a Democrat. And we don't play that, they say that. They love America, we know it ain't that. The devil is a Democrat. And we ain't with it, we ain't switching, y'all are tripping. I guess God just built us different, dog. The devil is a Democrat. That's a fact, that's the truth. Look how bad that it gets when it's blue. The devil is a Democrat.
So I'm not going to say that everything gets worse when Democrats have power, but I will say, in observation, things that lean harder left, meaning more control over government, often end up with us as individuals who are not in the government to have bigger consequences than we would have if those like policies and rules weren't being taken into effect. But in the same way, if things are right, which is less governmental control, like too far that way, then you have anarchy and and it becomes a really big problem on both sides. So somewhere in between is where most, if not all, of our politicians should be. And celebrities, honestly.
News and the way they treat America is proof. I swear the devil lives in.
That's true. To live in a country that you won't leave and hate it so much is actually really sad, because you're just being miserable in a place that you claim to not like, but you're benefiting from.
California $100 bills. He knows everyone in Hollywood and parties in the hills. Give you everything you ever wanted, plus a couple mil for your soul, and your vote is a deal. Cause the devil is a Democrat, and we don't play that. They say that they love America.
Okay, so I think a lot of what he was saying is the most loud and outspoken. I love you too, Tom. The most loud and outspoken people typically are on the liberal side, and those same people are very often celebrities. So, you know, I think it's kind of lines up just a little bit.
America, we know it ain't that. The devil is a Democrat, and we ain't with it, we ain't switching. Y'all are tripping. I guess God just built us different, dog. The devil is a Democrat, and we don't play that. They say that they love America, we know it ain't that. The devil is a Democrat, and we ain't with it, we ain't switching. Y'all are tripping. I guess God just built us different, dog. The devil is a Democrat.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I can never agree with the way Tom does stuff, but it fucking works. He's built a brand off of being jarring and being loud, basically. He is honestly one of the best at it. So I gotta say, I respect the loud outspokenness, and I respect his unwillingness to move from his own stances, which is the true height of like maturity and masculinity. But the way he goes about it, you know, I could do without. But overall, the meaning of the song, like what it actually is saying, I don't disagree. You know, I honestly I think that both political parties have extremely bad flaws. Like, where they are flawed, they are really bad. Especially if they are taking control of policies and rules. So I don't know. I don't have a lot of like real substance to say about it, other than it's a complicated issue, and I think somewhere in the middle is right. Not nonpartisan, obviously, but centrist ideas tend to be more grounded and more realistic. Even George Washington said that the creation of political parties will degrade our society, and yeah, he's right, because political identity has become people's entire talking points, which is why I make it a point to never clarify whether or not I'm Republican or Democrat, or independent, or Buddhist or whatever. I was joking, but yeah. So that's gonna be it for this one. If you guys want to see more Tom MacDonald videos, do me a favor, drop a like, drop a sub. I really enjoy making these. I like Tom MacDonald's music. I think he's extremely talented. His girl, fiance, wife, whatever, Nova Rockefeller, they're both extremely talented. They do all of their stuff on their own. So yeah, if you guys want to see more Tom MacDonald stuff, please let me know, and I'd love to make it. So yeah, see ya.